I said, yo, what's up, everybody? I'm Amara. This is amaraslogic. Got a new video for you today. We got Milwaukee Bucks trades, rumors, and news live edition. Y'all know what we here to talk about. The announced top three candidates for the Milwaukee Bucks head coaching position. But before we get into it, y'all know the spiel. Comment, like, subscribe, and share this electrifying content with the people. Shout out to the chat. I said yo to the chat. What's good, chat? So we got the announcement, y'all, about the three candidates. We got Nick Nurse, we got Kenny Atkinson, and we got Adrian Griffin. It's time to politic, y'all. Let's get into it. So when I saw this announcement, I wasn't surprised, but I was a bit surprised that like the assistant head coach for the Miami Heat, Chris Quinn, wasn't involved in the top three. I found that very odd. And then I find it also odd that Adrian Griffin and Nick Nurse, kind of from the same organization, are being interviewed for the position, or previously from the organization, are being interviewed for the job. I feel like if Nick Nurse was the real target, then we would have signed this dude already, to be honest. So in my mind, I'm thinking that Adrian Griffin is going to be our next head coach. Again, I don't know. I'm just talking out loud with Bucks Nation, and we're going to politic about this. So let's talk about it and let me know what y'all think. But if we're just doing like some deductive reasoning, why would it have, if Nick Nurse was really the number one option, it shouldn't have taken this long for us to sign him. Y'all get what I'm saying? So I feel like he's in the hunt, and something is holding them up with going with Nick Nurse, in my opinion. So that's why I'm saying I really think Adrian Griffin is the front runner right now. That's just my opinion. Obviously, I think Nick Nurse has proof in the pudding. He's won a championship. He has beat us a few times in the playoffs. He created the wall. So there's a lot of positives in Nick Nurse. With all that being said, okay. All right, you know what? Let's get into the chat because I see what y'all on already. So shout out to the chat. Let's get through it real quick. And I'm gonna politic as people come in here. Shout out to Nabel. What's good, Nabel? Yo, I think Nick Nurse is the right head coach for the Bucks. That's true. But if that was the case, and we've been talking about Nick Nurse for weeks, why haven't we pulled the trigger yet? Why are we interviewing all these other people? The Rockets knew their guy, and they knew it was Ime Udoka, and hey, this is your job. How much you want? Boom. Now, I see comments coming in about money, which could be an option, which is another reason I'm saying I think Adrian Griffin might be our next head coach. 7Z, what's good? Giannis knows Nick Nurse since he has faced the Raptors many times. That's true, but is that enough for him to be a head coach? And if so, what's been the holdup? 7Z said it's Nick Nurse's job. If he wants it, it's about the price. That's a fair point. Is this coming down to how much Nick Nurse wants? And if he wants too much money, then we go Adrian Griffin or Kenny Atkinson. Do we think that is the holdup, Bucks Nation? Is it pricing? Is Nick Nurse pricing himself out of this Milwaukee Bucks gig? Y'all let me know in the comment section. My boy Kenny Mack in the house. Hit that like button, y'all. Please hit the like button, y'all. It's free. It doesn't hurt anybody. Just helps the channel. Appreciate y'all hitting that like button as y'all come in. Kenny Mack said, don't know much about Adrian Griffin, but his son, AJ Griffin, had a good year with the Hawks this year. True, but I've been hearing grumblings and things about Adrian Griffin for a year or two now. You know what it reminds me of? The way that I've been hearing about Adrian Griffin is the way that I was hearing previously about Darvin Ham and what he brought to the table. And he's turned out to be a solid coach. So if it comes down to money, I think that Adrian Griffin is our next head coach. If it comes down to quality, Nick Nurse will be our next head coach. I agree with what someone said earlier that it's Nick Nurse's job to give up, and I think that's true. But I also think Nick Nurse is looking for a bag too. So we'll see what happens. My boy Pasamindo in the house. No electricity and you still showing up? Salute. Let's all salute Pasamindo. He here in the chat on his cell phone, no electricity, still showing love. Bucks Nation, that's dedication right there. Shout out to Pasamindo. Driz Dwarf 3 said, I said yo. I said yo. What's up, Driz Dwarf? Good to see you in the chat. Corey Malone, I feel like it's a perfect fit with Nick Nurse. What do you think, fam? Honestly, I think it is, but I really think now that I'm just starting to kind of think about it, we talking in the chat, I think it's a money thing, Corey. I really think it's a money thing, bro. Big Ken 87, shout out to Big Ken in the chat. I have something to say. My B-day's in 2 months. I'm going to be 18. Don't know why I'm saying it early, but I'm making a new goal. Goal is to lose weight and burn fat so I can be in shape. As you should be, bro. Shout out to you, Big Ken. Hey, man, take it day by day, bro. You that's a good goal to have. You want to lose weight. You want to be fit. It's summertime. Hey, get into it, bro. Get into it, bro. Get into it. Nabel said, same, all I want is Nick Nurse. Get him soon as possible. Yeah, but that's the thing. We've all been clamoring, Nabel, about Nick Nurse. It has to be a money thing or something else that's throwing the Bucks off from just pulling the trigger. Pasamindo said, I'm not mad at the Nurse choice, but every single one of those choices has some type of concern. Agreed. And that's why I'm wondering, that's why they haven't pulled the trigger. Something that's concerning them about Nick Nurse. Maybe it's money. Maybe it's something else is why they haven't pulled the trigger. 801 Sleepies. What's good, bro? Yo. I said yo. What's good, bro? Bucks number 1. What's good, bro? Gotta go with Nurse. Yeah, but we've been saying that, though, y'all. Something is up why we haven't pulled the trigger with Nurse. It has to be money. Or something that he said in the interview to throw him off. Christian Brightes, what's good, bro? I said yo. Shout out to Christian. Demetrius in the chat, what's good, bro? If Nurse was coaching the Bucks this year, we beat the Heat, and even with GA's injury. That's a fair point. I completely agree with you. No hesitation. I completely agree with that. And whoever we hire as a coach, long as they're able to make in-game adjustments, I'm almost 100% cool, whoever it is. Bucks number 1 said Demetrius Holiday, yeah, for sure. He just had a bad team. Agreed. Or the Raptors were just tired of hearing his message, and they wanted to change. You never know, y'all. You never know. HP Truck Lines was good, bro. I like Nick Nurse. He just needs a good offensive assistant. He isn't the most creative on offense, but a great defensive coach. Great point, HP Truck Line. So are you considering Nick Nurse along the lines of a Tom Thibodeau? That's what it feels like. And that's not a bad comparison. Is Nick Nurse kind of a Tom Thibodeau where he's more of a defensive wizard, but not so much offensively? Because the Raptors' problem has been offense, not defense. Let's be clear. Pasamindo said, glad that Lee isn't one of our finalists. Oh, yeah. I knew that he wasn't going to be a finalist. Absolutely not. No. After what happened in our collapse, and you're second in command, and you didn't do nothing to help it, another team can give him a shot. That's cool. Chewy89 was good. Don't know if I seen you in the chat before, but salute. Nick Nurse is the answer or the Heat coach. Okay, so you don't have any, so you don't agree with Adrian Griffin at all, Chewy89? 7Z is standing on it with Nick Nurse. It's about the dollars. It has to be, y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button when y'all come in here. Brenda is in the house. Shout out to Brenda. What's up, Am? Just dropping in to say hi since it's been a minute. What up, Brenda? Good to see you. You know you always welcome here. You family here. Shout out Bucks Nation. Salute to Brenda. Shout out to Brenda. Humility 13, my boy, straight from Puerto Rico. What up, bro? Hi from Puerto Rico. You know, we already know. Shout out to Puerto Rico. Shout out to Humilidon. Humilidon said, hi, Bucks Nation. Hey, what up to you, bro? Christian Bright has a great point, and we're gonna get into some other like trades and different things that I've been hearing going forward. But let's just cook on the culture for right now. Yo, the Celtics might not keep the same team after this whole disaster. That is a great point. That's a great point. Hoyt Street E. So nobody likes Kelvin Sampson. I'm not saying nobody likes him. I just don't think. He must have did something in the interview. I don't have anything against him, but that whatever he did in the interview dropped him out of the top 3. Because before we thought he was going to be up there because it's ties to the Bucks. But whatever Adrian Griffin has been saying in these interviews has definitely been raising his stock. We got to be real. Something about Adrian Griffin is really just connecting with me. We weren't mentioning him that much. He was a dark horse, distant option. Now he's just moving up. He has to be a great interviewer. There's something he's saying that the Bucks are really liking. Chewy89 said Nick Nurse wants to go to Boston. I don't know if they're gonna. Didn't they just? So I know that guy's emailed Doka's a replacement, but didn't they just sign him to an extension of some sort? Chewy89. I thought so. Passamino said I wouldn't be upset with Griffin. He was with Nurse, so he was probably taught something. Exactly, and at a more affordable price. That's why I think that Adrian Griffin is more than likely going to be the guy. Okay, 7Z said at Hoyt Street E, Kevin Sampson is too old. Okay, fair point. Gibson Nicholas, shout out to you. Appreciate you in the chat. Who will be the next head coach? My money now is on Adrian Griffin, to keep it real. I'm thinking Adrian Griffin. Eli J in the house. I'll take any of those 3 options, but Nurse is my top choice. I think Nurse is all of our top choice. I really think it's coming down to money, y'all. I really think it's coming down to money at this point. I really do. Because if we look at the candidates, right? Let me just switch my screen up here. So, all right. These are the 3 guys that we're looking at. We're looking at Nurse. We're looking at Atkinson. We're looking at Griffin. We have one proven head coach here that's always been the person that we've all wanted. And then we have 2 assistant coaches. My question is, why have we not booked Nick Nurse yet? Everyone knows we want him. The fan base has said we want him. Yet the Bucks are hesitant. The only thing that makes sense is money, or that they're really intrigued by these 2 options, Kenny Atkinson and Adrian Griffin. And I'm really, like I said, leaning towards Griffin. Do I want Nurse? Yes, because he's a proven commodity. But we don't know what Adrian Griffin will bring to the table, or Kenny Atkinson. But we do know that they were under the tutelage of coaches that make adjustments. So any of these 3 are adjustment-driven coaches I'm okay with. But I'm telling y'all, my dark horse, and I think who's in the prime spot right now is Adrian Griffin. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any other sense because Nick Nurse clearly is heads and above a better coach than Budenholzer. Why wouldn't you just book Nick Nurse? We have to start looking at different reasons why. Maybe Giannis doesn't like Nick Nurse. Maybe he rubbed somebody the wrong way in an interview. Something happened why we haven't booked Nurse yet. I don't know if it's just money, y'all. I don't know if it's just money. But something has happened while we haven't booked him. Big Ken 87 said, thank you, big homie. Yeah, bro. Hey, man, health is wealth, bro. I go at it, bro. Jimmy Roller, what up, Amara? Salute. Salute, Jimmy Roller. Always good to have you in the chat, bro. The Lakers killing the Nuggets right now. Well, we know they weren't going to just get swept now. We figured they'd win a game. So, shout out to the Lakers for not just going out like that. Nick Nurse said can be the Celtics net head coach, said 7Z. I don't know if that's true. That would be crazy. Kenny Mack, we would know who the new head coach by Friday or Saturday. ESPN can have something to talk about Monday. Okay. I'd rather that we know sooner than later so we can know what to expect for our team and any possible roster moves. So the sooner the better. Gibson Nicholas says, so we should know by tomorrow who the coach will be. I don't know about that for sure. If y'all say so, y'all need to send me some proof of that, but I'm not aware of that. Pastor Mendo said, I did hear that Nurse wasn't getting through to some of his players. He does play players a bit too much for my liking, but we might need that. Maybe that's the holdup, is his interaction with players. Because we got to remember, regardless of what Bud didn't do with adjustments, he was a player-based coach. The players enjoyed Nick Nurse. I don't know if you want to have a severe extreme going from a player coach to a non-player coach. That could affect the team in a negative way, in my opinion. Seven Z, the Raptors' problem is having a bunch of 6'9" guys who can't shoot. That's a valid point. They're one of the worst jump shooting teams and three-point shooting teams in the NBA. Great point. Sanju Tays, what's good? Bucks reports say they are looking for a coach that connects with the play. See what I'm saying? Absolutely. And I think that might be the problem. That also might be the holdup with Nurse. We can say money and if he can connect with the players. Again, Budenholzer, what he did well is he was a player's coach. Brenda Word said, what happened with Monty Williams? Is he not a good choice? He might be a good choice, but he lost to Budenholzer. I think that speaks volumes. You lost a series to Budenholzer. And you were up 2-0. Do you really want the guy that lost to Bud? Just a little food for thought. Kenny Mack said Adrian Griffin learned a lot under a lot of coaches because he was under Skiles at first. Great point. That's what I'm saying. We shouldn't sleep on Adrian Griffin. He could be the next kind of Tyrone Lue type of guy or Darvin Ham. Let's not underestimate Adrian Griffin. I really think he might be a good option, and I think he's in first place right now. If I had to rank these coaches right now, I would say Griffin, Atkinson, and Nurse would be third right now. Because if he was first, we would have booked him by now. Hoyt Street E said Nurse don't like to develop his bench, i.e. Beauchamp. These might be concerning things that the Bucks know. That's why they haven't booked him. So that might be it. Kelvin Sampson only interviewed as leverage for a new contract with his college. That would be smart. That would be smart. Eric Payne, what's good, bro? Been a little bit. Shout out to Eric Payne. What up, y'all? What up, Eric? Eric said, I like Griffin. I think so, too. I think he might be the best option. I think he's a good option. Something is just really, I'm gravitating towards Adrian Griffin for some reason. Because we almost got to put Nick Nurse to the side now because he's had way too much of an opportunity and too much of an outpouring for him to be the coach. And for the Bucks not to pull the trigger, something's going on. Something is definitely going on. Brenda Word was just asking about Monty. I don't want him. I saw that coach will be announced over the weekend, so they have something to talk about Monday. Yep. Think so too, Brenda. Think so too. Make sure I get through everybody here. Let me ask y'all this. Let's just say we go with Adrian Griffin. As Bucks Nation, would y'all be upset? Would it be a letdown that we don't get Nurse and we go with Adrian Griffin? I hope y'all wouldn't be let down because I think Adrian Griffin comes from good pedigree. First, he was a player in the NBA, and then he was under the tutelage of a lot of good coaches and organizations. So I really think he knows what he's doing, and we could probably get him at an affordable price. Not that it's always about money, but with our salary cap and budget constraints, this might be our best bet is to take a chance on a coach that hasn't been retreaded. Do you guys think after a certain amount of time, the same coach is being hired and fired? We got to just go in a different direction. And I think it would be a bold move for the Bucks to go with Adrian Griffin. And I feel like he would be a players-based coach as well. I think let's just go that way. I think we should just go Adrian Griffin. Let's get rid of these coaches that have already been fired and hired multiple times. Let's try something fresh and new. And I mean that as an organization. Let's get a lot of these players out of there. Let's just revamp. Let's just do a revamp. Seriously, let's just do a revamp. Let's look at the roster. Once we get Adrian Griffin on board and he states the type of offense that he's going to run. That's one thing I don't know about Adrian Griffin. What type of offensive mind does he have? Like, is he a fast break, up-tempo? Is he a slow it down guy? Because I think that's important as well in the decision-making of our head coach is the style you play. We obviously want him to have a connection with the players. Understood. We want him to be able to make adjustments. Understood. But that third part of that element is your style of offense, because let's be real, I don't know if any of y'all play like AAU or any type of elevated basketball. What we're running on offense is AAU or like high school's offensive sets. There was nothing complicated about what we were doing. In today's NBA, we weren't even running the pick and roll. We could have been running the pick and roll with Giannis and Jrue or Jrue and Middleton. We never took advantage of some of those sets and type of plays. So I want the person that we get going forward to be offensive minded as well and be official on offense. I don't want to see that same stuff we were seeing last year. I want to see pick and rolls. I want to see cutters to the basket. I want to see ball movement. I want to see all of that. Let me make sure I get to the comments here. Y'all snapping. Shout out to y'all. Nabel, I feel the same way, Nabel. Something is wrong with Nick Nurse. Something is up. That's why I said he's third now. Something is up. We've had all the time in the world to sign Nick Nurse if we wanted to. Something is up. He's third place now. This is a two-man battle between Kenny Atkinson and Adrian Griffin. One of those two will be our head coach. Guaranteed. I think Nick Nurse is out of there. I don't think Nick Nurse is our coach, y'all. I think we got to let that go. I just don't think he's going to be our next head coach. I just don't see it. It's been too many opportunities for us to give him a contract or say he's our number one option. There could have been any type of just statement to the media to let us know, like, hey, he's really high on our list. You just saying he in the top 3 and we interviewing him. That doesn't sound like you're sure or this is a guy that you really want. It's almost like dangling a carrot or something. It's very strange. So, yeah, Nick Nurse won't be our coach, y'all. That I can guarantee you. Eli J with a valid point. Nurse might be the one stalling to explore the other jobs. Rumor has it Boston will. So are we just saying Boston's coach is fired, period? No matter what? Even though he got his team to the Eastern Conference Finals, he's fired? I don't know, y'all. I don't know about that. Maybe. I don't know about that, though. Big Ken 87 said, no, I wouldn't be mad. Me either. Kenny Mack said, kinda, I'm cool with Griffin. Give him a chance. Yeah, why not? He's under good pedigree. Why not? To me, Adrian Griffin, I think, is a good option. It's like dating a female that was raised by a mother and father. There's a good likelihood she's going to be making the right decisions and saying the right things and been raised right. Just saying. And you under those type of coaches, those organizations, you've been raised right. You should know what you're doing. 7Z, yes. If Griffin messes up like Joe Mazzulla, Giannis might not stay. That's a valid point. But I think everyone is watching what happened with Joe Mazzulla, and I don't think nobody's trying to do that. But shout out to 7Z. But great point, 7Z. Great point. This is it. Shout out to Brenda. This is it, Brenda. We just want the Bucks to win. Yes, ma'am. That's it. We just want the Bucks to win. Shout out. Dark Kent, ain't nobody gonna miss Nick Nurse if he don't get picked. Damn, Dark Kent came in with the cannon right away. Shout out to Dark Kent. Didn't pull no punches. All right, I hope I say your name right, bro. Kavi Gounder, shout out to you. Kind of unrelated to Buck stuff, but who you got between the Nuggets and the Heat? We got to wait till the series is done. You never know what might happen. Somebody could come back. But the Nuggets got to handle their business first. But I would say the Nuggets. if that happens. Passamino said we're using pick and rolls and cutting all playoffs in our championship year. Yeah. Then it just... You're right. You're right, Passamino. We were using pick and roll and cutting a little bit during the championship year. Then it went away. That's why Bud went away too, though. Jimmy Roller said it's out of Kenny Atkinson and Adrian Griffin. We should go with Adrian Griffin. I agree. I think he's number one. Gibson Nicholas said I like Kenny too. I think, yeah. I believe in Adrian Griffin. And I think it's some validity to some of the comments in the chat too, saying that maybe Nick Nurse might be stalling. Maybe he's looking for options. We do have to understand Nick Nurse is a coveted coach, and he has a championship pedigree. So that is valid. And obviously I think other teams can pay him more than we can too. So that needs to be taken in consideration. Tony Jackson said heard Middleton and Brook are staying. That's not the news I wanted to hear, Tony Jackson. Let me get out. Kavi Gunder said name was said right. It's Fijian Indian. Love your content, by the way. Fun to watch. Appreciate that, bro. Yeah, I try to be serious about people's names, man. My name is Amara. You know what I'm saying? My parents are West African. So I totally get it, bro. Shout out. Shout out to you. Kenny Mack, that's what I want to know. Where you hear that news from, Tony Jackson? Yeah, bro. I want to know where you heard that from. Send me the link to my email or something, bro. For real, Tony. I believe Griffin will make us tough on defense and won't rely on the three. Also will challenge the player. Great point. Great point. And do you guys think that we need to chill out a little bit on the threes? I really think we got way too three-point happy this year. Way too three-point happy this year. And we don't have no dead-eye three-point shooters like that to be chucking up 40-plus threes a game. We have to change our philosophy. We have more size than most teams in the NBA with Bobby, with Giannis, with Brook, with skilled big men. We need to take advantage of these in the post. If I get a two, if I score in the basket, get fouled in an and one, that 3 points counts just as much as a 3-point from the 3-point line. So we got we got to be smarter offensively. Agreed. Passamino said Middleton and Brook only allowed to stay if they take major pay cut. I ain't paying Middleton that much. That's what I'm saying. I'm not paying Middleton no bag. Middleton ain't about to play no 82 games. I really want Middleton gone. I'm not going to hold y'all. I want Middleton gone. I'm not going to even hold y'all. Yes, Brenda, I'm with you. Lord have mercy, not Middleton. Yes, Brenda, I want Middleton out of there. I'm not going to even hold you. I want Middleton out of there. I'm mad that that was even an option to keep Middleton. Low key, I'm mad. Unless it's at some type of hometown discount, a significant. But if we're paying Middleton $30+ million a year, I don't want it. I'm cool on Middleton. Hard pass on Khris Middleton. Hard pass. And to keep it real, keeping Brook at this age is not a smart decision. Why not sell while he's hot? He was almost defensive player of the year. He was an all defense first team. Get rid of Brook now, because if he falls off the cliff next year, what can we get for Brook if he falls off the cliff next year after we give him the check? Big Ken 87 said, man, no, bro. Same, yeah, I don't want that. Kenny Mack said, yeah, Bucks got too comfortable shooting up threes. We can't have no shootout with other teams. Exactly. We have one or two great three-point shooting games a year. That's fine. But we shouldn't be relying on the three to win this game. Because to be honest, we've shot ourselves out of games shooting too many threes. Kenny Mack said, Middleton, I sign and trade him. Yep. Facts. Fast, too. Fast. Oh, my boy Lee Bruce. I didn't see you in here. Shout out to Lee Bruce. I want Chris Quinn from the Heat, man. If not him, then Nurse. Okay. But I don't even think Chris Quinn is in the running, bro. That's the thing. This is a three-man race. We got to look at who's actually on the table.
We got to look. Is Nick Nurse, Adrian Griffin, Kenny Atkinson. Those are our 3 options. That's it, y'all. I know Chris Quinn it would be a great pick too, but obviously the Bucks don't think so. So we got to work within the confines of what the Bucks are doing. And these are the options we have for the Bucks, y'all. Hoyt Street E. DeRozan name keeps coming up. He'll help with the heavy 3-point reliance. We gonna get into that in a minute. I've been telling people about DeRozan for a minute, and they'll kill me in the chat talking about with DeRozan. But we gonna get into that in a little bit here. We gonna talk about that. We definitely gonna talk about that. Green Ranger said, regardless of coaching, hire there needs to be a major personnel change. I don't trust Holiday, Grayson, Middleton, Pat Connaughton to run any system effectively. Jesus, shout out to Green Ranger. He just let the cannon off on everybody. Damn. He just let the cannon off, Green Ranger. Shout out to you. And I agree with that wholeheartedly. I agree with that. Shout out to you. Eric Payne said also Nick Nurse doesn't develop players. I'll sign and trade Middleton. That I think there's a couple of red flags with Nick Nurse that we're not paying attention to, and that's probably why he's not our coach yet. We're just enamored with what he did defensively to the Bucks, but we got to look at everything else he brings to the table as well. All right, Lee Bruce said Middleton was a lot better against Miami than both Brown and Tatum have been, by the way. I agree. He played well. I agree. What up, Stacy? Hanger, shout out to you. We always politicking in the chat. Glad to see you in the live. That's why Boston is having a hard time against Miami right now, not making their threes. Right, and refusing to take it to the rack. Great point. 7Z said Brook is a free agent. Correct. But that means that we're looking at resigning him then, which I think he should be in a sign and trade as well. 7Z said if the Bucks don't want Brook, many teams would want. That's fine. Let them send us some first round picks, some players. We'll take compensation. Brook is 35 and he's already slow. Do you guys think he's really going to have another 2 years of the production he had this year? Is that even reasonable to think, y'all? Is that reasonable? We got to be real. I love Brook. He's a funny guy. I love all the WWE wrestling stuff and the camaraderie he brings to the team. But we here to win a championship. Can we count on Brook next year to do what he needs to do for us to help us in that path? That's the real question. Jimmy Roller, we'd be shooting ourselves on the foot if we didn't trade Brook, Lopez, and Khris. I agree. This is a tough decision. I get it. But they both gotta go, y'all. They both gotta go. While they still have some value. Passamento said our 3-point percentage always nosedives in the playoffs. We need a philosophy of driving to the paint and getting threes the old-fashioned way. Shout out to Passamento. Exactly. Nothing wrong. Michael Jordan averaged 30-plus points a game without even shooting threes. It can be done. I don't know why teams are allergic to the mid-range game and allergic to taking it to the rack. That's crazy. Demetrius Holiday said, I think the core 4 can stay if everyone around them gets younger and the team needs a floor general who will make it. The right decision when bringing up the ball. No, we got to make some changes, Demetrius. We got to get rid of some of this. Middleton got to go. Yeah, we got to make some change. I know what you're saying, but in order for that to happen, for us to facilitate the youth, we got to get rid of somebody like Khris or Brook. For real. But I get what you're saying. 7Z said Al Horford is older than Brook. But what is he getting paid? And they're not depending on him as much as we do Brook. He's a luxury, not a necessity. In my opinion, 7Z. Lee Bruce said, if we trade away Middleton, though, it'll be to get younger. Man, Horse knows there's a timeline on Jrue. Middleton and Brook are aware they don't fit Giannis's timeline fully. I agree. Let me make sure. Eli J said heard Middleton is going to opt out. He's definitely opting out. He wants more years. He wants more security. Mac P, what's good? Good to see you in the chat, famo. What up, Mac P? Whatever coach that's going to play Marjon and AJ Green regular minutes is good in my book. Facts. That's key too. Whoever we get needs to be able to play the young guys. I agree with that. Whoever we get has to be able to play the young guys. We need the youth. Brenda said, I'm tired of Grayson and Pat Connaughton too. Go on, get right. Get out of here. Yeah, I agree. I want both of them gone. Lee Bruce says somebody will take Brook for a first. Yeah, I think they would, and I'm a first and some other considerations. Absolutely. Lee Bruce said defensive player of the year candidate coming off one of his best seasons on both ends collectively. Agreed. But the thing is, he's 35. Do we think that he's taking care of his body like LeBron James? I mean, sometimes you got to make the tough decisions. Yes, he's coming off a great year statistically, but I'm always cognizant of a player that has a career year during the last year of their contract. Other players I like to bring up from the past, like a Tim Thomas. You remember when Tim Thomas was in his contract year, Big Dog was hurt? Tim Thomas was dropping like 20 and 10. As soon as he got his check, it was like 12 and 4. We have to be cognizant of that, about that, y'all. Yes, Brook was hooping, but he was also hooping for a check. 7Z said Brook is an unrestricted free agent. Interesting. Okay. Max made it in the chat. What up, Max? What up, famo? What up? Max said big bucks all day. Yes, sir. Demetrius said if someone like Brown or Dame becomes available, then we trade the house. I agree, but not then. Who do you get? Who do you guys feel that could become available that would be an upgrade? This takes us into our next subject, Demetrius. Let's talk about that. Now, obviously, we don't think this is going to happen, but this is just a rumor that I'm going to post on the screen here, y'all. And let's chop it up. Let's build on this. All right, y'all saw that? Y'all see this tagline? Milwaukee Bucks named in massive trade that lands two-time NBA champion. Let's scroll. I'm just going to let this cook for a second and let y'all get y'all comments in before I say anything. Why would we be mentioning a trade for Kawhi Leonard? That is wild. That is wild. What is up, Bucks Nation? What do you guys think about that? Kawhi Leonard possibly being a Buck. Wow. Let me let y'all catch up with the comments, and then we're going to get into it. All right, 7Z said Jordan didn't shoot threes because teams couldn't play zone back then. True. Kenny Mack said, I'd like to have Grant Woods from Boston. I would too. Very solid player. Nabel said, a lot of 30s in this team. I hate it. Yeah, we got to get younger. Okay, Eric Payne said, I'll trade Brook and Middleton for Bridges, Cam Johnson, and picks. Or trade Brook and Grayson and a pick for Miles Turner and Buddy Hield. Those are all reasonable trades. I get it. Shout out to you. Kenny Mack said, Nets not doing that move, Eric Payne. They might not, but it's an interesting suggestion. Kenny Mack said Leonard have knee problems. Yeah, I agree. That's why I don't know why we would. When he played, he would be outstanding. He would be the second fiddle that Giannis need. He would be the actual perfect fit for Giannis, but he's not healthy. But then Khris Middleton isn't healthy either. They're both on all street clothes team. But would you rather have Kawhi or Middleton? They both have knee issues. They both got injuries. But the ceiling on Kawhi is levels above Middleton. Like, they damn near, they shouldn't even be mentioned in the same conversation, to keep it real. Eric Payne said, if healthy, it's sad for the league, point blank, period. That's what I'm saying. If we get somebody like Kawhi Leonard, and I'll throw like a Dame in there, you guys don't understand how that changes the whole complexion of the team. How that changes how teams have to play us defensively. It puts a team in a very difficult position defensively when you have a all-world scorer like a Kawhi Leonard or a Dame, and then you have them bundled up with the Giannis. That's a lot to handle, y'all. That's a lot to handle. Then we still got Bobby P and P. That's a lot to deal with, y'all. I'm telling you. Lee Bruce said, issues with Kawhi, though, is health. I'll take him all day, but can he stay healthy for the playoffs? That would be something that they would have to talk to Kawhi about, and I would think that our medical team would need to take a look at his knee and things of that nature to see if that would be worth it. But if we could get Kawhi Leonard, I'm not against it. I mean, Middleton is often injured. I mean, let's be real. Jrue Holiday is kind of an injury-prone player, but the ceiling on Kawhi is ridiculous. Offensively and defensively, he scores at will. He's damn near a robot. You know exactly what you're going to get from him. And he plays smart basketball. Pasamindo said, I just saw that trade proposal earlier today. It's way too much of a gamble in today's NBA. You need good depth, so no. Agreed, you do need depth. But I'm just saying Kawhi would be a difference maker. He would be a difference maker. And I think if the Bucks had Kawhi, it will also encourage players that are free agents to take a little less money to come to Milwaukee because they would think they'd be guaranteed a championship. This ain't Paul George and Kawhi. This is Giannis and Kawhi. And Giannis is already a multiple-time Defensive Player of the Year, multiple-time regular season MVP, Finals MVP. He'd be paired with another Finals MVP. I mean, that's a lot to handle. Kenny Mack said that's a no for me. Nabel, he can't stay healthy. Big Ken, I love Leonard, but he's injury prone. Brenda Ward said they trade for Kawhi and finding a new team. Dude never plays. That's, you know what though, Brenda? In his defense, they had him on the management thing, on load management. Maybe he doesn't need to do load management. Okay, Mac P said Kawhi might be finished, bro. That's what I want to know. I would need to know what's up with his knees first, bro. Before we did anything, I would need to know what's up with his knees. Hoyt Street E said, let's not act like we did destroy Miami Game 2 without GA. Obviously, the problem is we became too Giannis reliant. Need a coach that'll find a better way to utilize Giannis. And we also got to keep in mind, Hoyt Street E, that we won Game 2 because we set a record for threes in a playoff game, like 25, 26 threes. So we won, yeah, but that's because we were hot from three. It had nothing to do with execution, in my perspective. Stacey said if he's willing to play more than 40 games, then maybe. No, he needs to play 60-some games for me. He needs to be, if we were to get Kawhi, he needs to guarantee his contract can't be fully guaranteed. And for him, he has to meet specific milestones. Playing 63 games a year, all-star game, blah, blah, blah. He would need to hit milestones for us to be able to work with Kawhi. We just can't trade for him without stipulations. Ooh, Kenny Mack. I would love to have Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram, he's next up, bro. Brandon Ingram is cold. Would like to have Kenny as a head coach. He helps develop young guys. Okay. Valid point. Stacey said, appreciate the shout all day. That's what we do here. This family, we shout out everybody. Shout out to you, Stacey. Appreciate all your commentary.
Lee Bruce said, only way we could get Ingram is if Nola blows it up and trades away Zion. That's somebody that's truly injury prone. Zion, dude, yeah, Zion need to go on a keto diet for real, for real. That's a good question. I don't know. Hey, does anybody in the chat know who played more games this year, Middleton or Leonard? That's a good question. I'm not sure. Middleton played 33 games, I believe. Okay, Jimmy Ruller said high risk, low reward. I feel like what we would give up for him isn't worth the gamble. Understood, but it's just interesting to think about. Understood. Now, let's get into the player y'all hate me talking about, but we gotta be real. This is a possibility. I'm gonna say his name. I already know y'all gonna go in, but I have to say it. It's the right thing to do. Y'all ready for the name? DeMar DeRozan. What we doing? What are we doing, Bucks Nation? How do y'all feel if we traded Khris for DeMar DeRozan? Are y'all upset with that trade? Is that an acceptable trade? What would y'all do? Khris Middleton for DeMar DeRozan. Is that an acceptable trade for Bucks Nation? I'm a DeRozan fan. I like that he has a mid-range game. I like his consistency. I think he's also a facilitator. He doesn't turn the ball over at an alarming rate like Middleton, and he also has way better handles than Middleton. What he doesn't have that Middleton has is a three-point shooting. But everything else he can do. And we might not need him to shoot threes. Maybe we need somebody that's going to penetrate and make the defense have to guard inside the three-point line. Maybe that's not the worst-case scenario, y'all. Let's talk about it. Because we got to be honest, y'all. The Bulls are about to blow that up over there. They're going to get rid of Vucevic, Levine, DeRozan, and start all over. That's what I feel they're going to do. And if that's the case, I would like to take DeRozan off of their hands. Lee Bruce said Kawhi was elite when he played this year, but he kept getting hurt, man. Yeah, that's the thing. But when he plays, he is a problem. He's okay. When Kawhi plays, let's be real. He's unstoppable offensively, and he'll lock you down on defense. Let's be real. When Kawhi plays, he's unstoppable. We have never said that about Khris Middleton at any stage in his career that he was unstoppable offensively. Kawhi on the court, I don't care what games he plays, unstoppable. Period. Eric Payne said, I'll try to get DeRozan. Mid-range is amazing. Exactly. Lee Bruce said he ain't finished. He 100 still got him, but he can't stay healthy. That's what I was saying. Even if we were going to do something crazy like that, it would be all health dependent in my opinion. Lee Bruce, we ain't got no young guys to develop, man. You know what? That's not funny, but it's funny because it's true. We got two young dudes on this whole roster. AJ Green and Beauchamp on this whole roster. That's crazy. We need to make changes, y'all. Uh-oh. It's brought up again, y'all. Stacy brought it up. What about a trade with Atlanta? DeJounte Murray and Bogdan for Jrue. Oh. That's heavy, Stacy. I got to put that in here again. That's heavy. DeJounte Murray and Bogdanovich for Jrue. I would do that trade. Let me tell you why. Because I think DeJounte Murray brings great defense to the table as well. He's young. He's explosive. You know that he's going to play more than 2 years. And Bogdanovich is a vet that can get buckets. I would probably do that. Low key. I would probably do that. Bogdanovich would give us a lot of firepower off the bench or starting. I would do that. I think I would do that. Nabel said we need a trade for CJ or D-Rowe. I think those players would be damn near for free. I think those players would be damn near for free when everything shakes off and the playoffs is over with.
Naval. I still wouldn't mind D-Rose as our backup point guard. D-Rose still got... The thing is, D-Rose isn't washed. They just don't want to play him because, ding ding, the Knicks are actually playing their young players. That's why they're not playing D-Rose. They are on a youth movement, and they're not wrong for that. I want us on a youth movement. But you do need veteran leadership. And somebody like Derrick Rose on your team can only be an asset. 7Z said the Bucks need to forget about getting an all-star level player because the Bucks don't have much to give up. Yeah, we do. Khris Middleton is an all-star player. When healthy, Jrue is an all-star player. We have all-star. Bobby P is a borderline all-star player. If you want to look at his numbers in minutes played. So I don't feel like that's true. It's just if the Bucks want to pull the trigger. Oh, my boy Robert Brooks made it in the chat. Shout out to you, bro. If Kawhi can't put on for his own city, there's no way he would stay healthy and play consistently in Milwaukee. Valid point. This is just things we're throwing out there. We just throwing this out here. So let me ask you this, Robert Brooks. Would you take DeRozan? Would you take DeRozan? Mac P, DeRozan. Let's talk about it, y'all. DeRozan. What are we doing with DeRozan? Passamino said DeRozan chokes in the playoffs. A nickname is DeFrozen exists for a reason. I think he would be different with us, bro. I think he has a lot to prove. He just needs the right pieces around him. But I know where you're coming with that, Passamino, from the Raptors days. I get it. Hawks got DeJounte for so cheap, man. It was like 2 firsts, right? Yeah, Jrue cost us 5 firsts. I think it was 4, but I get your point, Lee Bruce. Yeah, and I think DeJounte Murray could be a younger version of Jrue. Hoyt Street East said, I like DeMar for Khris. Me too. I think that's a good move. Brenda in the house. DeRozan is a yes for me. He is for me. You know that though, Brenda. I've been screaming about DeRozan, but everybody was going in on me about DeRozan. My boy Jimmy Roller. Jimmy Roller said, I'm down with that. Me too. I don't think that's bad. I don't think there's anything bad about that. Now, this is wild, 7Z. I almost didn't pop. Come on, 7Z. Trade Middleton for Cam Johnson and Finney? No. We're not doing that. That's not enough. That's not enough. Green Ranger said we need to go after Dame. He should be our main priority. Oh, he's a target. Anytime they talk about trades for Dame, we're always mentioned. We're always mentioned. So I think that's definitely a possibility. Stacy said that's very acceptable. Better ball handler and facilitator. Agreed. Big Ken is indifferent. I don't know, man. Just let him marinate for a little bit. Big Ken, just really let him marinate. Demetrius. Last time Kawhi had a healthy season was under Nick Nurse. Just throwing that out there. Good point. Shout out to Demetrius. Tony Jackson said yes, fair trade plus a lifetime supply of corn. Plus a lifetime supply of corned beef sandwiches. But from where, Tony Jackson? Where the corned beef sandwiches coming from? That's also key. Don't get these people started. Make sure you say the right name in the chat. Otherwise, they gonna come for you, bro. They gonna come for you, Tony. I'm letting you know right now. Hoyt Street E said, but the talk has been Jrue for DeRozan. I'm not against it. If we're gonna get Dame or something. Jrue for DeRozan. What about if we give them Jrue? I want DeRozan and like Kobe White or somebody like that. They gotta throw in something else because Jrue, because of his defensive prowess and what he's meant, we would need. I would think, man, for Khris, I'll do Khris for DeRozan. But if you ask for Jrue, I need another player in there. I need another player. You gotta sweeten the pot. Kenny Mack said you can't trust him in the final minutes, though. That's the crazy part. Those are valid points. Robert Brooks said DeRozan did say respect Giannis' game. Yeah, everybody should respect Giannis' game. 7Z said Kawhi is unstoppable. That's the thing. But that's what I'm saying, though, 7Z. When Kawhi play, Kawhi not going 4 for 16 and having 12 points. Kawhi not doing that. And if he does, that's a rarity. Where if that's Khris Middleton, that's every 3 games he going to have 12 points or go 4 for 14. You're not going to see that every 3 games out of Kawhi. Let's be real, y'all. Let's be real. Mac P said, yeah, get Jrue out of here. His offense is trash in the playoffs. Damn, Mac P, you just came for Jrue like that? Come on, bro. Let him live. Kenny Mac said Jrue worth more than you might as well throw Trae Young in there. Yep. That would be awesome. I know that's too much, but that would be awesome. Hold on, where you see that, Brenda? I saw somewhere the Bucks were trying to get Bogdanovich. Where you see that, Brenda? I would do that trade, yeah. I would do Middleton for Murray and Bogdanovich instead of Jrue. I would prefer that. Then we would have an established backcourt with Jrue and Murray. I think that would be a good backcourt. Green Ranger co-signing you, Mac P. Thank you, bro. Jrue has been trash offensively to play. Yeah, he. Damn, Bobby P is not even a top 75 player. Maybe. He's a top 100, though. He's a top 100. I want to say top 75, but it's a lot of players in the NBA. But definitely top 100. I get your point. Kenny Mack said, we got to see what the new Bucks coach want to do. He might want to keep his same player. Valid point. But I don't think he would want to do that. We got to get younger. Lee Bruce said Kawhi dropped 35 points per game in the 2 playoff games he played for LA, averaged 24 points a game in the regular season on 40% from deep with elite defense. Kawhi is unstoppable. What is the gamble worth, y'all? What is the gamble worth? Toronto gambled with Kawhi and won a championship. Keep that in mind. Kenny Mack said that DeRozan choked with the Bulls this year before. Everybody's had their moments of choking. Oh, my boy Last Ghost Rider was good. I definitely don't want to run it back with the same personnel. I want major change. That's all I'm saying. I don't want the same personnel. I'm cool on that. I'm cool on it. 7Z, this is great information. Jrue is 33 versus DeJounte is 26 and making $17 million a year. It would be do nothing but help us to get DeJounte Murray. I wish we could give up Khris for him, but I still won't mind Jrue because I do think DeJounte is a younger version of Jrue Holiday. Let me make sure I said your name right. Rated Our Savior. What scares me is what if the Celtics trade Jaylen Brown for Dame? We have to get Dame before the competition does. Miami could too. Great point. Great point. Great point. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button when y'all come in here. Robert Brooks said, I would trade for DeRozan. At least his offense wouldn't disappear. DeRozan is consistent. You know exactly what you're going to get out of DeRozan. Damn. Yeah, here y'all go. Roasting DeRozan. Give me somebody better than DeRozan. Okay. All right. If it's Jrue for DeRozan, I need a point guard with that. I'm not doing Jrue for DeRozan. It has to be Middleton. I'm not giving up Jrue for DeRozan. 7Z said Cam Johnson is 27 and average 16.6 points, shooting 47%. And Finney Smith is a great 3-and-D guy. But isn't Finney Smith the same as having Jay Crowder? That's my thing. Finney Smith is just like a younger Jay Crowder, right? GA and DeRozan is crazy. Trae Young is trash. Trae Young just need to get in the weight room. I got the right program for him. Trae Young need to get in the weight room.
Gibson Nicholas said, I want Marjon in the lineup next season. Please give him some playing. We all want, to me, whatever coach we get has to be focused on the development of Marjon Beauchamp and AJ Green. As I've stated multiple times, Marjon is the next one up, and AJ Green is our Steve. It could be our Steve Kerr or Max Strus or Duncan Robinson. He's along those lines. He's an explosive shooter. And he's not scared to pull up either. Okay, Kenny Mack said those trades are like 5-team deals. But I think that's reasonable, seeing how many free agents there are, how many teams have fired coaches and want to make changes. I don't think that's unreasonable, Kenny Mack. William Johnson, why are you saying that, though, bro? Can't believe we keep it Khris. I don't believe that until he signs something. Oh, y'all don't bring that up in here, man, about we keeping Khris, man. Come on, y'all. Don't do that, y'all. Don't do that, y'all. We not keeping Khris. Y'all. Oh, you saw it on somebody's channel today? Oh, I hope that's not true, Brenda. Green Ranger said, I want an elite point guard on this roster. We really need to get the ball handling and playmaking thing under control. The Heat really expose our guards. Outstanding comment, Green Ranger, and I'm in 100% agreement. We need a true facilitator. Not Middleton, not Holiday, not Giannis. Those are not facilitators. Yes, they've had 10 assist games, but they're not facilitators. They're not getting people the ball in their spots, things of that nature. A complete agreement. If we could get Tyus Jones away from Memphis, that would be my ideal point guard. Okay, Tony Jackson said Bucks have shooters, but they need to be in the right playing scheme. Fair point. Cynthia in the house. Bucks Nation. Shout out to Cynthia. William Johnson, shout out Bucks Nation. Yes, sir. Lost Ghostwriter said, how about Middleton and Grayson for Jaylen Brown? I would love to do that trade, but I think Boston would give us the middle finger. I would do this trade in a heartbeat. But I don't think the Celtics are going to give him up for just that. They would want more than Middleton. Okay, Robert Brooks said Detroit News reported that the Bucks were thinking about using our future first round for Ty Lue. If not, the Bucks may be willing to trade that first and matching salaries to the Pistons for Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich gets buckets, but he's older too. That's another thing. Now we trading picks for older guys again. That's the problem. I like Bogdanovich, but he's older too. I think I would pass on that. We got to get some youth. That's why the DeJounte Murray trades or scenarios are very interesting. Dark Kent said you get DeRozan in the regular season, you get DeFrozen in the playoffs. Man, y'all be just roasting DeMar DeRozan. Huh. Kenny Mack said Harrison Barnes would be a good fit. He inconsistent too. He's like a poor man's Middleton. Deron Brazil was good, bro. How about Zach LaVine? Nah, I think he too selfish. That's why it's not working in Chicago. He has unworldly abilities. I agree, but I don't know if he can follow in a system. I think he wants to be the man. If he would fall in line and play like we want him to, I would totally be on board with LaVine. But I think he's a little bit of a head case and a little bit arrogance. But as far as ability, he has all the ability in the world. Yes, development, Aaron. Absolutely. Shout out to Cynthia. Gibson Nicholas, we need to get Tyus Jones. He's a good point guard. Completely agree. Y'all see what Cynthia said? I always listen to Cynthia. Y'all should too. Hit that like button. Shout out to Cynthia. Kenny Mack says that Zach LaVine ain't going to get us nowhere. He too worried about his stats. I don't think he's a team guy. Cynthia has spoken. Grayson, Pat, and Middleton must go. I feel you.
Rated Our Savior said, keeping Khris on that trade. Oh, he's permanently on the trade block for me. Stacy said, I hear we keeping Brook too, laughing out loud. I know you wanted to hear. No, I didn't. But y'all just mark my words, what I said. We had a chance to get rid of Brook where he was at his high of highs. If we re-sign a 35-year-old slow big man, we whatever we got coming, we earned it. That's all I'm gonna say. Seven Z said title contending teams don't develop young players. The players need to figure out how to contribute to the team. No other way around. That's not true because I feel like Jordan Poole was developed within the Golden State when they've been on a championship run for about 10 years. Same with Kevin Looney. Shout out to the mill. But you have to have young talent, bro. You gotta have young talent. You just have to. Middleton is way better than DeMar. I don't know about way better. Cynthia here said we also need an offensive scheme. Yeah, that's gonna be important. Lee Bruce, I think you shortchanging DeMar a little bit, bro. And agreed, Cynthia. That's why the coach will be very important as far as we already know whoever we get is gonna be a good defensive coach and make adjustments. But offense, the scheme is very important. Kenny Mack said, shout out to Carmelo Anthony, forced retirement. I just want to correct that for you a little bit, Kenny Mack. Shout out to Carmelo Anthony's forced retirement. He should still be playing. He should still be playing, period. He got blackballed. It is what it is. I saw it on YouTube about Bogdanovich, not Middleton. Okay, got you. Stacy said Tyus Jones would be a definite fit. Absolutely. Absolutely. Nope. No way, no how, sir. There's no way I'm trading Khris Middleton just for Harrison Barnes. You give me Harrison Barnes, Kevin Huerter, and somebody else maybe, but not just a no. I'm not doing that. Kenny Mack said I signed Dylan Brooks. I don't think he'd be good for our locker room. He's on a little bit different type of time. I don't know if his personality would fit in our locker room. But as far as being a dog on defense, he would be like an improved version of PJ Tucker to me. Got a little bit more old than PJ. Green Ranger said at amaraslogic, you're spot on. You can't run any offense with Holiday or Middleton handling the ball. It's like watching a clown show at this point. It is. They're turning the ball over. Stupid passes. Every time I see Middleton with the ball, I cringe. After the ball has been dribbled 3 times, I either want Middleton to shoot and just shoot. Him passing is always suspect to me. Middleton passing is always suspect. Lee Bruce said Grizzlies backup point guard is gangster, man. They gonna want an arm and a leg for him, Lee Bruce. For Tyus. Here we go. Eric Payne said it. I didn't say it, y'all. He brought it back up. Would you go after Cat? Y'all know that the Timberwolves is trying to go down the path of making an Ant Edwards team. Do you guys think Cat would help us? And would you give up, would that be a Brook for Cat and some considerations? Would you guys get rid of Brook for Cat? And some other players, obviously, like Connaughton and blah, blah, blah. I would give up quite a bit to get Cat. I think he has a lot of upside. Lee Bruce said literally no drop off when Ja's out. That's why they're not worried about Ja. Because they got Tyus Jones. Great point, Stat Levine. That's what I said. All he care about is his stats. Winning is secondary. Cynthia here said, what about Quigley from the Knicks? I think you meant, Cynthia, the Knicks. Let me get through, man. Y'all blacking out in here. Hold on. Let me get Radar. I say Fred VanVleet comes to the Bucks if we hire Nurse. No, I don't think he would come if we hire Nurse. I think all the players had some type of beef with Nick Nurse, so I don't think he would come if we hire Nurse. He would come and maybe with Adrian Griffin. Tony Jackson said, when I miss my workout, I just watch Middleton play to work up a sweat. What? That is hilarious. Yeah, he will get you frustrated. That's actually wild funny you said that, actually. Exactly, Brenda. 3 bounces and the 4th bounce is off his foot, or he slips and falls or does something crazy. Facts. Robert Brooks said, if we get rid of Middleton, we definitely need to get a prolific scorer back. Absolutely. Absolutely. No doubt. No doubt. Green Ranger said, at 7Z, I don't know, bro. Zach LaVine is explosive. He can get buckets and score at all levels. High flyer, can finish at the rim and score from distance. He has all those abilities. Do we think that maybe Zach LaVine is an option, but he would need to be coached properly? He would need to be somehow harnessed. But Zach LaVine has a lot of upside. Oh, I'm not just saying just Brook for Cat. No, I'm not just saying no straight up trade. I know that's ridiculous. They definitely would hang up the phone on me and give me the middle finger for sure. But I'm just saying we would obviously have to give up Brook and other players. But I would think Cat would be great fit for our team as well. He said definitely would have to give up Portis and a couple of others for Cat. I would be okay with that. I would be okay with that. William Johnson said we need not to get Nurse. Then I don't think we get Nurse. I actually don't think he's an option anymore. I just took a look at the free agent list from this year. Some players we ain't even bring up. That's pretty good. That's what I'm saying. That's why we might be kind of holding everything close to the chest because of all the options that are available out there, y'all. Real talk. Shout out to Kenny Mack. Cynthia, y'all see what Cynthia said? Smash that like button. Let's get them likes up. Yes, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Great point, Tony Jackson. One thing about this team is that they need to get a vocal leader. Correct. We do need somebody to like a more of like a Chris Paul type demeanor. Get people's face, get people where they need to be. I agree with that. The Bucks don't have don't have any other quality players besides Jrue and Giannis. I don't feel that that's true. I feel Bobby Portis is quality. I feel Middleton is quality. I don't want him on the team anymore, but I feel that he's quality. But I would say Jrue and Giannis are our prime assets. Agreed. And that's the problem I was saying, Brenda. LaVine wants to be the man. We have Giannis. And I think that's part of the problem. That's part of the problem. That's part of the problem. But I got to get up out of here, y'all, in a minute. Your boy got to get up early, go to work tomorrow, get it in. And we're going to chop this up. And the more news that we hear about, y'all know we're going to go live again. Always a great time talking to Bucks Nation and having all this electrifying content. Y'all know what it is. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, share, comment, like the video. We here all the time. We talk a lot of Bucks here, and everybody in this chat section got a ton of common sense. I don't know what other channels y'all watch, but I guarantee you won't have no better conversation than what I have with y'all in this chat talking about this Buck stuff. I appreciate chopping it up with y'all. Always a pleasure to hear all the intelligence coming from the chat. Shout out to the chat. I am Amara. This is Amara's Logic. This is Milwaukee Bucks trades, rumors, and news live edition, where we're here talking about the top 3 candidates for the Bucks coaching position, who are Adrian Griffin, who I think is in first place, Kenny Atkinson that's in second place, and Nick Nurse right now is in third place slot. Please comment, like, subscribe, share the content. I'll see y'all in a couple days. Unless I hear something, if something happened tomorrow, we going live again tomorrow. Otherwise, I'll talk to y'all in a couple days. Go.